I can't come down or I can't come through it very well, then I start focusing on that center, and I'll use imaginary filters. Well, those seem to go through. Oh, but there's a third dimension. I can't push it through. So I go through in the dimensions that I'm aware of and clear what I can. And if I can't get that through it, then I'll take another material. Sometimes I use bone, or sometimes I use a different rock with a different resonance, higher energy. Sometimes that one goes through good. And then when I get it cleared up, then I go through with the usual weaving. Now, with me, it's a done deal. In other words, for me, it works. When I work, I was quite surprised that it works, but we are first trying to establish for you. Don't go by my experience, because if you can't sense it, you have to develop the sensing and your tuning and your rhythms and stuff so that you can sense it. Experience experientially that the energy context in which most healing work does indeed exist, and that is that we have other bodies on at different vibrations. Now, etheric is one, emotional is another, mental is another, soul bodies is another, and we'll be going through all of those eventually. But to make them more perceivable, our school systems don't do too good at tuning to the right side or holistic side of the brain in this period, epic time, whatever. So I'm going to be coming up as soon as we're done with this little lecture. We're going to be doing different things so that you get a better familiarity on what the different shapes are. And as far as I can tell, it's not confined to me. It's just the nature of the architecture which things are built on. We are experientially looking for an experience between the abstract geometric forms or energetic architecture and a corresponding location in the body they represent. Get busy doing, learning by doing. Grab some clay and let's get started. Take your clay, and if you've ever worked with, this is plasticine clay, it's not, but you can use regular clay, you can use any kind of clay. It has to be warmed up. So now a sphere is where we're going to start. We're going to go for a 3D emotional body. And one of the in-between forms is you put your hand on the middle of the ball and you just roll it back and forth to make a cone. And this cone we're going to turn into a three-dimensional triangle. Now a tetrahedron looks like this, or this. The sphere, we need a flat bottom. Simple, pardon me, a bit noisy. And if you put your fingers on and see this, it has 1, 2, 3 sides. And so first of all, you just make one side. Anyway, to each his own how they get it that shape. Now, if I did it right, I should have a triangle and on the bottom, and a triangle on each of the sides. So that's why I call a three-dimensional triangle. And it's the basic shape. We put two of these together, and they're overlapped in a diamond formation, and it has directionality because basically the back is, so this is the base in 2 dimensions. That's down like this, and these are the sides, and when I draw them in the air, I draw them in 3 dimensions. From the point here, like this. Now, if you're more of a 2-dimensional person, then you work that out with your inner, how you're going to draw them, and whether they're 2 or 3 dimensions or 4. Now this one, draw on the top, and then same with the coming up to the 3 sides. And with this is looking forward. So this is the ajna, spleen, throat, and it comes down to the heart. In some cases, the heart's on the bottom, which is the case depending on how you're configured for what your purposes are, and your head can be up here, or your heart can be here, closer to your brain, and this goes like this. So where they overlap is a diamond shape, and it's really a you've heard of diamond grids and stuff, like the energy of spirit again comes through here. One way to weave, draw, whatever, they do a 5-pointed star in front of them, and then turn it twice and do another 5-pointed star, turn it once, and put the crown on the top up here. That results in a 12-pointed star. Now this is when we're looking for pollution. The people who are more light-oriented often use their eyes because the finer muscles, and I suspect that if they're right-brained oriented, that they're able to look at the star and get the same results. Again, whatever method works, if you can figure out where, if you're having a pain down in your side or your throat or wherever you happened, and if you can sense the correspondences. Myself, I have to feel the resistance in making, and then when I get to a particular center, then I can feel the resistance and work on that center. Here's a 12-pointed star with toothpicks. And if you, I don't know if you can see that, I guess, if you, this is 2 eyes and a smiley face, and if you turn this around, it's a 5-sided figure. It goes 5 points, and then you rotate it twice, and you get another 5-sided figure, and then from the very top, you come down the side, and that's on the paper we just showed you. So each one of these centers of the 5-pointed star, now I have toothpicks stick outside my sphere here, but basically each one is a different center.